got to be honest with you. As the founder of multiple businesses since 2011, when I started my entrepreneurial journey, I have done so many things that I thought I was supposed to do, like Facebook, Instagram, a little bit of TikTok, some email, which has been good. And all of these have been great tools and learning experiences along the way. But 3 days ago, I made a decision that lit me up so much that I couldn't sleep that night. And when I looked at my human design and gene keys, I realized, of course, this is what I've been designed to do my entire life. And today, I'm going to be going more into what this realization was and how it's helping me align with my human design and gene keys even more in 2026. And I'm hoping by me sharing my story and breaking down my human design and gene keys, that it's going to invite you to do the same. So let's jump in. Do you know in your bones that you're meant for a life that feels free and expansive? Are you ready for a conscious relationship that honors every facet of who you are as a woman, partner, mama, professional, and everything in between? If so, you're in the right place. I'm Kaya Dawn, a conscious relationship and shadow work guide who helps high-achieving, spiritual-minded women trust their body's wisdom and create partnerships where they feel just as supported as they are supportive. Lace up those sneakers, babe, and let's go on a hot girl walk together to dish about what it means to be the woman behind it all. So, as the journey of entrepreneurialism has unfolded for me, like many of you, I have been refining and refining and refining my brand, my mission, my message, who I am as a leader, as someone to serve other people. And it's really started to crystallize, I feel like, as of recently. And while I'm not done by any means, because we're never done, I do finally realize or feel like that I'm landing where I've been trying to get to for so long. And as many of you know, recently I made a massive decision. I mean, I guess it's not massive, but I made the decision to go on a 30-day social media detox to focus solely on my podcast, the medium, the vehicle that really lights me up. And I'm going to be sharing a social media detox recap episode on February 2nd, where I'm sharing the different metrics that I'm tracking throughout this month. But within this detox, I've had so much more clarity about where I want to truly invest my energy that makes the most sense and is sustainable and is efficient. And something clicked for me last week whenever I had been listening to an episode from Amy Porterfield, and she had this chick named Jess Ekstrom on. And Jess is a professional speaker. And I was super lit up by everything that she was sharing. It was really great. I will share the link to the episode in the show notes. But it made me start to realize, like, duh, Kaya, you love speaking. You love doing presentations. You love being the person behind the mic, obviously. And you like being in front of people, sharing about your stories, your experiences, your clients, the things that you're passionate about. And again, I've known this for a long time because I was in a business networking group for 2 years and we would have to give quarterly presentations, and I just fucking loved it. And I've done retreats where I was a presented speaker. I've gone to local companies and organizations here in my town in Durango and have done team trainings and human design and gene keys readings for an entire team. And I just really thrive in those environments. And so, again, I've known this about myself, but I have gotten really caught up in I need to be on Instagram, I need to be on Facebook, I need to be doing all of these other things that are draining my energy instead of really paying attention to and leaning into the things that light me up. And so in listening to this podcast episode, I immediately started diving into Jess Ekstrom. Like, who is she? What does she do? What is her offer? And she has a program called Mic Drop Workshop, to where she teaches you how to strategize and create a keynote speech and also how to book speaking gigs. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. Holy shit. And so I sat with it for a few days and I was like, this feels like a yes. This feels like a yes. This feels like a yes. And then that was on a Friday. And then on Monday morning at 5:30 a.m., I was like, take my money, just push play. Let's do this. And y'all, I am so lit about it. I have been gobbling up this program like my life depends on it. And it also made so much sense whenever I looked at my human design and gene keys that I am designed to do this. Like everything in my design points to this direction. And so energy doesn't lie. So always follow the energy, whether it's telling you to not go down a path or it's telling you to run as fast as you can. Listen to that. And energy does not lie. I want you to just put that in your back pocket, put it in the Rolodex in your brain. Energy doesn't lie. And so I want to actually dive into my human design and gene keys a bit so that you can start to maybe piece together what your design is trying to tell you. Because not only is it the blueprint to how your energy is meant to be utilized and expressed in the world, AKA that's the human design lens, but it also tells you the evolution of your life story through your gene keys. Your gene keys are the roadmap to your spiritual and emotional world, and also how you're meant to serve the collective. And so I hope you're super hype about this conversation. I know that I am. And so let's dive into my design. And we're going to start with my human design first. So I am a 1-3 self-projected projector. And as a self-projected projector, the only two centers that I have defined are my identity center, which is my inner authority, and my throat. Literally, all other 7 centers are completely wide open or are undefined. And this means that as a self projected projector, I am here to use my identity as my inner authority that has to do with self love, direction, purpose, identity, to then be communicated and manifested through my voice. All of the energy in my body graph is really coming through those 2 centers to be communicated outwardly into the collective. And because these are my strengths of my definition of my design, this is the energy that I'm meant to illuminate and expand, what's the word I'm looking for, amplify in other people. And so if you are an individual who does not have your identity center or your throat defined, if you are in my energy, you are going to take my definition and amplify it back out. But even if you do already have those defined in your chart as well, it's just going to be like a double whammy of like, let's fucking go and do this. And so I love being a self projected projector and having these 2 centers be my strong suits, my like wisdom arcs in my design. And if you have been in my world, I would actually love for you to just like contemplate for a second, like, does that resonate with you? Does my energy and how I show up activate something with you in regard to your sense of self-love, direction, purpose, identity? So anyways, that is my human design, and it just makes so much sense that I am here to use my voice to serve others well, and it have to be about the woman behind it all, right? This is my brand. This is the person that I'm talking to. This is who I am. It has everything to do with my relationship with myself and my sense of direction and my purpose in life and how I serve. And not only does having a podcast really give me this beautiful vehicle to be able to show up and share and be in this long form content, because I'm a long-winded bitch, to just share my stories and my experiences and the things that I've learned about and my client wins and stories and all of the things, like it just makes so much sense. And so I'm not going to go into my profile line as a 1-3. I'll expand upon that in a different episode, but becoming a speaker totally fits this category, right? Podcast speaker go hand in hand. And I'm finally just surrendering to what I've known all along and letting go of all of these other expectations or things that I feel like I should do that aren't as valuable to me as using my voice in this way. And I'm not saying that Instagram or other social media platforms can't be an avenue for that, but I feel like these are way more resonant with my design. So let's start to go into my gene keys, because this is where it crystallizes even more. And I want to invite you to look at your design and gene keys as well, to start to peel back the layers of what your design is trying to tell you so that you can embody them more. This is practical information that you can integrate into your life. And once you start to do it and you go there and you really start to dive into what your story is trying to tell you through human design and gene keys, I swear it's going to light you up in a way that you can't help but run with. So let's dive into my four prime gifts, which are the green spheres of my Gene Keys profile. And this is the place that I suggest you start as well, because these are 70% of your personality. If you look at your human design chart, on either side of the black and red data in the squares in the planetary placements, we're going to be looking at the top two on either side. And so on the black side, this correlates to your conscious sun and conscious earth. And then on your design side, the red side, it's going to be your unconscious sun and your unconscious earth. And these make up 70% of your personality, which is why they're so huge to focus on and to start on, because they inform so much else of your life. And so in the gene key system, these are known as the four prime gifts. And so let's start to dive into the first sphere of the activation sequence of your four prime gifts, which is your life's work sphere. And for me, this is gene key 7. And this has to do with the shadow of division, the gift of guidance, and the city of virtue. So I want to focus mostly on the gift of guidance, but I do want to say with the shadow of division, this has shown up with me being fragmented from myself in how I show up online, in the messaging that I'm utilizing based on what other people thought I should be doing versus what I was just really trying to nail down. Like, it's a process, right? I think we're all in this entrepreneurial journey of just trying to like perfect our messaging in quotes, but it has shown up in me losing myself in this process, aka division, that has had me struggle in ways. But what I've realized in learning about my gift of guidance and how I get to take action through that, this is all about embodied leadership of self. It's not leadership of like, I have all the answers, let me tell you what to do. It's more of, I'm going to be the highest embodiment of myself based on my values, my direction, my identity, my sense of purpose, my sense of self love. And I want to inspire other people to do the same. And when it comes to the gene keys, this gate is also known as the power behind the throne. And so I really view this as, I am powerful myself. And the way that I live into this gift of guidance is by supporting other people in guiding themselves powerfully so that we can all embody the city of virtue. And so I had to guide myself powerfully by doing the social media detox and leaning into my gifts of loving my podcast and loving using my voice, which perfectly correlates into taking this journey as becoming a speaker so that I can live in that highest embodiment of being a virtuous person through leading myself powerfully and inspiring other people to do the same. Okay. So I hope that all makes sense. Now let's move into my evolution sphere, which is the 13th gene key. And this has to do with the shadow of discord, the gift of discernment, and the city of empathy. And this gate in human design is known as the listener. The key to this gene key or human design gate is all about deep listening to yourself, to your life, to the deep energetics that are being communicated to you. It's a full body listening. It's not just hearing with your ears. And by reflecting on my experience as of division, but also public speaking, and the discord with social media and the excitement and the expansive feelings that I felt whenever I've used my voice and gotten up in front of people and served in this way, I can see how both the discord and the division and the discernment and the guidance have led me to this point. And discernment is not only that deep listening, but it's really being able to discern and differentiate between what is your head in that fear, in that ego, in that lack, in that scarcity, in that urgency, in that not enoughness, versus what is your heart? What is truth? What is your body telling you? What is your life telling you? What lights you up? What brings you so much joy? What is the fucking easiest thing for you to show up and do, Kaya? For me, that is speaking and podcasting and using my voice. And so, what is that for you? I want to invite you to guide yourself powerfully by listening deeply and discerning what is your head and your heart, because that can inform you of the next right step that you take to guide yourself powerfully. And so, I've been embodying more of this higher version of myself and leading myself powerfully with empathy as well as virtue. And so as I'm living into these gift frequencies of guidance and discernment, I am naturally embodying being a virtuous person and extending empathy to myself and to my life and to the timing of where I am and where I'm going and every step that it's taken me to get here, so that I can lean into the vehicles and the mediums that are actually aligned for me. And now I'm inviting you to do the same. Maybe it's not podcasting or getting on stages, but what is that thing that lights you up, that comes so easily to you, that gives you energy versus depletes it, that is just fun? Energy doesn't lie. Lean into the fun, my babe. Okay, so now let's move into my radiant sphere, which is the second gene key. And we're going from that conscious personality side with the black data in our human design chart to our unconscious design data with the red colors and aspects in our human design chart. And this is why we're going into the radiant sphere in the gene key side, because this is about our inner light, our inner radiance, what we naturally emanate out. After we start to align the conscious aspects of our personality, we create a breakthrough in our biochemistry and become more vital. This is why we're going across that pathway breakthrough. And if you don't know that, then that's okay. I'm just trying to leave little like crumbs of information as we go along. So, my radiant sphere with the second gene key is the shadow of dislocation, the gift of orientation, and the city of unity. And so, you guys, I have spent years feeling divided and dislocated from myself in comparison and discord on social media and these other platforms that just weren't quite right. And discord is about only hearing the negative things and being pessimistic. And so you're naturally going to feel dislocated when you're fragmented from yourself in division. And I just think it's so funny how, one, my top three gene keys all start with D, but they all coincide so perfectly with one another. And I'm sure you will find the same as you dive into your gene keys. And so, with this second gene key and this dislocation, it started to turn around whenever I could finally acknowledge the discord and started listening to myself more deeply. And so that means I took a step back from social media and I started to double down on my podcast. Therefore, it had me feel more oriented than I have in a super fucking long time. Like, my life is simplified. All I have to do is record 2 podcasts a week and send out my email, and I can make social media stories or posts if I want to. I don't have to. My podcast is my platform. And so, with this, I just feel so much more freedom and orientation, not to mention having my business be more streamlined instead of chaotic and scattered. And so, additionally, to this point, by following this path to public speaking, I'm experiencing more of that gift of orientation and unity with my direction, my purpose, my sense of self love, the things that are lighting me up, the unity with myself and the universe and my timing. Like, it is everything, you guys. I hope you can feel my passion coming through here and start to dive into what your radiant sphere is as well. What is that inner light that you get to live through in the gift frequency and emanate out in the city by acknowledging and recognizing and inviting the shadow in? What is the shadow trying to show you? Your triggers are your teachers, and you're getting triggered as fuck by your shadows, right? And so just take a deeper look and look into that. And I hope by me explaining this, it's really kind of helping you dive into your design a little bit more. So, finally, let's go into my purpose sphere. And this is the first gene key. And I have the shadow of entropy, the gift of freshness, and the city of beauty. And whenever we're looking at our purpose sphere, this is about who we be on the deepest levels and who we get to just be in the collective, right? And the first gene key is the divine masculine. It's all about creativity and bringing something fresh and new to the collective. And this one, you guys, with the shadow of entropy, entropy is all about the loss of energy in a system. It's about numbness. It's about losing your creativity and just feeling really empty and hollow and numb and confused and uncreative, right? Because it's like I just see like white faced, drained energy just out of me, right? And it makes you feel so stuck, and or it's made me feel so stuck. But ever since I started putting up my blinders, getting off of social media, and following what feels right for me based on the energy that I feel in my body and in my life and the excitement, and based on everything else that I just said, I am living in my gift of freshness by bringing something fresh and new to the collective that's never been done before in the ways that only I can. Yes, there are millions of other podcasts and people who are public speakers, but nobody else has my story. Nobody else has my unique experiences, my unique ways of sharing, my unique expression, right? The way that I articulate things, the way that I influx my voice. That is the gift of freshness that I am embodying. And with that, I'm naturally going to express this highest essence of beauty. And boy, do I feel it. I'm not going to lie, you guys. I feel beautiful. And not just from this place of like looks on the outside. I feel fucking beautiful with the work that I'm putting out in the world, with the direction that I'm going, with the way that I'm serving. It's like, that diamond analogy that I bring to the surface a lot about how we were all just these beautiful facets of diamonds, and every direction that we turn it, we can see a new aspect of it light up. That's what I mean. It's the crystallization, it's the coming together, it's the forging under pressure to create this beautiful diamond that is me, that is you. And the way that we get to express that into the world is unique for all of us. And so while this is my purpose sphere, and the first gene key that I have here, you too experience the first gene key and the second and the third and all 64. We all get to experience all of them. And so I want to invite you to dive into each and every 64 gene key because they all have a lesson for you. And you're going to resonate with all of them, whether they're activated in your profile or not. And so, continuing on this aspect and this direction of beauty and freshness, I have booked a photo shoot for next week to wear. I can't wait to capture this new era of my brand and embodiment and direction that I'm taking myself and my business and my mission and my service and my message. Like, hallelujah. I fucking love it. And I'm so excited. And you can do the same. Please, again, energy does not lie. Follow the energy. And so, just to even further drive this point in, I am going all in on this. I'm continuing my social media detox. I got about 8 or 9 more days, and I'm loving not being on there, to be quite honest. Like, there's aspects that I miss, but it's so nice to not be distracted and have something pulling at my attention so I can focus on the direction that I want to go with my podcast and with the speaking program and, you know, embodiment of becoming a speaker. And I do want to also say that I have been infused with so much more creativity and clarity, and it's just like flowing out of me. The creativity is just bursting out the seams, like coming out of every orifice of my body. And I feel lighter and I feel more expansive and I feel just focused. And I'm saying yes to this direction and this path because my entire design has confirmed that this is where I'm meant to go. And so I want to ask you some questions to just ponder on to see how you can also align with your design in 2026. And so when it comes to your human design, what is your human design and authority? Because that can be super telling and can really clarify things from you as well, to be able to make decisions with more clarity and ease and authority, and to be able to understand how your energy is best meant to be utilized and expressed in the world. I'm a projector. I'm here to guide. I'm here to share. I'm here to see the 10,000 foot view, which is why I have a podcast. But maybe if you're a generator, you're here to respond. You're not here to initiate. And so the subtle influences of our designs can really impact how we move. And so dive into your type and your authority, because understanding how you make decisions and know what it feels like in your body, aka does it feel expansive and like a yes, or does it feel like a restrictive, contractive no, that can really help you attune to what's right or not right for you. And what would it mean for your life if you were to honor that? I mean, my gosh, take my testimony as a testament as to what's possible for you. And so let's go into question number 2. What are your 4 prime gifts in your Gene Keys activation sequence? What story do they tell of you, of who you're meant to be and how you're meant to serve, and the collective influence that you get to have with your unique strengths? And also, with the deep listening and discernment, like, slow down, reflect, and listen deeply to what your life is trying to show you. What activities, people, or places are draining your precious energy? Which ones light you the fuck up? What would it mean for your life if you were to let go of the draining ones and only focus on the ones that are life giving? Yes. And so those were a couple of questions to start with. Obviously, I asked more like sub questions in those aspects of both human design and Gene Keys, but truly lean in and dive in and go deep. Like, it's all there for you. It can really illuminate so much for you as you continue to move forward in 2026 and beyond. And I just want the best for you, which is why this podcast and this episode exists in the first place. And so the last thing that I want to ask you, just because this has been really huge for me, is how do you feel about social media, or where you're spending your attention, or trying to grow your business? Like, what avenues are you using and how are those going for you? Would you be open to doing a 30-day experiment like me? And if you were to simplify and purify your focus for 30 days, what could you accomplish or at least make progress on? I knew I wanted to make progress on my podcast and be even more intentional with my focus and with my time management. And so that's what I've done. And what is that thing for you? And even if you're not 100% sure of what could change, would it be worth fucking around and finding out? I'm going to say it would be, because I'm living that right now. And so to close this out, I just want to invite you to declare it now. What do you want for the next 30 days or the next 11 and a half months of 2026? Leave a comment on Spotify or leave a review on Apple telling me what your human design and Gene Keys are, and name and claim what you're willing to make a move on this year. What could that mean for your life? And again, with any kind of experiment, whether that's a social media detox or just trying a new approach in your business, let it be 3 days, let it be 30 days, let it be 3 months, but please give it a shot. And by leaving a Spotify comment or a review on Apple, I would love to support you along the way by you telling me what's up. And also, feel free to send me an email if you want a more intimate experience of support, because that can be just like more of a closed door kind of conversation versus putting it out there on the internet for everyone to see. You can discern what feels best for you, but I would love to support you in this process. And this is your year to stop abandoning yourself and trying all of these strategies or shoulds or, old habits, beliefs, behaviors, what have you, that haven't been working for you, and to start honoring what your design has been trying to tell you all along by going deep into your Gene Keys and your human design to see what's there for you, because it tells you your entire fucking story, and you get to lean into that as soon as today. Okay. I'm sorry for all the cussing. I get really lit up. I hope you're here for it. It just comes with this territory of having a podcast, because I'm just like full blown me here. But I hope you got a lot of value out of today's episode. I will let you go. But as always, between now and the next one, be brave, not perfect. And I'll catch you back here real soon for the next episode of the Woman Behind It All podcast. I hope this episode reminded you that life and love are supposed to feel safe and expansive, and gave you clarity on the next right step you can take in your relationship. If so, please take 30 seconds to leave a review. Each one helps get this content into the ears and hearts of women just like you. I'm excited to hang out again soon, having more conversations on how to create the relationships you've always dreamed of. Keep following what feels expansive, babe. You're so worthy of it all.